This
have
conference will now be recorded.
about that, to have Alvin Hill share a little bit about his program over at the city, which will give small businesses some opportunities to kind of get ahead in the bidding process as suppliers and vendors for the city of GR. So I didn't want to take up too much of Alvin's time, and I'll pass the screen over to him. But again, thank you so much for participating today. And once Alvin is wrapped up his presentation, then I will unmute the mic so that if anybody wants to ask questions, they're free to do so. All right, and I'll put it over to you, Vijay.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Alvin Hills. Please call me AJ, business developer for the city of Grand Rapids, and I'm here to share a little about our micro local business program. Alice, is the presentation up?
I don't see the presentation.
Looks like it should. There it goes.
There it goes. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
All set.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Let me get. Okay, so the city of Grand Rapids, April 9th, adopted our new strategic plan for fiscal year 2020 through 2023. These are our new determined vision, mission, and value statement. For vision, Grand Rapids will be nationally recognized as an equitable, welcoming, innovative, and collaborative city with a robust economy, safe and healthy community, and the opportunity for a high quality of life for all. Our mission is to elevate the quality of life through excellent city services. And our values are accountability, collaboration, customer service, equity, innovation, and sustainability. The reason I preface that is because our Equal Business Opportunity Program, which facilitates our micro local business program, is our strategic plan priority, economic prosperity and affordability. Objective 2, which is support the creation, retention, and growth of businesses. And the way that we'll do that via this strategy is optimize our equal business opportunity / micro local business enterprise program, and increase MLBE's registered and used in all city spending, as well as in city supported private development projects. So as we move forward in the presentation, I will kind of highlight directly how we'll do those things. The 4 policies that govern my work here at the city of, at the city of Grand Rapids is our construction policy, goods and services, professional services, and our micro local. Construction is really relevant to subcontractors, prime contractors looking to do business with the city of Grand Rapids. Last year we did about 54 million in construction services, so that policy supports that. Goods and services is for any company that provides, for example, uniforms. We buy trucks, we buy vehicles, we actually purchase canines for our police department. So any good or service, the city has 27 departments, so we pretty much purchase everything under the sun. Professional services, that is more your architecture, your legal, more consultation services that will fall under that bucket. And then finally, our micro-local program, our administrative policy that spells it out, which I'll share those qualifying criteria. With any business, I encourage the first step for any business looking to do business with the city of Grand Rapids to register in our financial system. If you visit our website at www.grandrapidsmi.gov, once you go there, search vendor registration. It will give you a list of documents to have prepared, which is pretty much your email password, and then if you're structured in the LLC, you'll need your social security number, or if you're a sole proprietor, you'll need your social security number. If you're a corporation or another structure of business, we'll use tax ID. And then we always like for vendors to contact our purchasing department just to verify that they have the correct commodity code. And that rationale for that is the commodity code dictates the automatic emails that will inform vendors of when new contracts are going out for bid. So then that keeps you in the loop so you could appropriately prepare for new contracts as they bid, and just make sure that you're always in the loop. And this process takes about 5 to 10 minutes normally if you have all of the information present. So when we think about our microlocal program, is facilitated through the framework of our bid discounts. So we offer bid discounts for all city spending, construction, goods and services, and professional services. All of our bid discounts has a community, economic, or environmental benefit to them. So example of one with environmental benefit, we have a partnership with the West Michigan Environmental Action Council, which is WEMIAC, and they help facilitate vendors to connect them to streams to keep clean, whether that's just the walkways up to the stream or actually getting in the stream. But we offer a 1% bid discount for that. We have a local workforce bid discount where if your company hires greater than 24% of your workforce, City of Grand Rapids residents, you could get a bid discount as well. But we do have a cap. So the max amount of bid discounts you can receive is 5. And we apply that to your bid. And I'll show you kind of how this works. But all bid discounts are good for the calendar year. And then a renewal period starts every December. So the way the bid discount program works, say company A submits a $100,000 bid. Company A uses a microlocal, and this is really relevant to construction. Uses a microlocal, which means that they granted that microlocal 18% or more of their operating costs for that construction project. They'll receive a 5% discount, which is equivalent to $5,000 here. The bid will then be evaluated at the $95,000. However, once the bid is awarded, we still pay the face value of the bid, which is the $100,000. So the discount is an internal process on our end. We foot that cost, but we still pay the true face value of the bid. And the reason I structured it that way, because now as we get into the micro-local piece and what's the qualifying factors and how it can be used, I think it'll make a little more sense. So a little history of our micro-local business enterprise program. It was facilitated and launched in 2009. And it was a direct response to the passage of Proposal 2, which was the Michigan Civil Rights Amendment in 2006, which banned affirmative action for public contracting, employment, so on and so forth in the state of Michigan. So the city of Grand Rapids, prior to this, we had a program specifically for minority businesses. Due to Proposal 2, that was no longer allowed. So we have relaunched our microlocal business enterprise program, which pretty much impacts all small businesses and creates a competitive opportunity for small businesses to bid with the city of Grand Rapids. These are the qualifying factors. So when we look at how does your company become a microlocal business, the 5 things are pretty straightforward. Your company must have been in operations for a minimum of 24 months. Your headquarters must be located in Kent County. And when you see over 6 months, if you're new to the area, we just do have a minimum of 6 months with you being in that location. And the rationale for that is we've have experience where some companies look to create a shell location. So there's no business functions in that location, it's just an address. So we do look to see that you've been in there for 6 months. We can come out and tour your facility just to make sure that it meets our standards. But as long as your business functions are handled out of there, that's pretty straightforward. We do ask that you are ready, willing, and able. And what that means is you're registered online in the federal system for awards management, as well as our Grand Rapids purchasing financial system. And if you're if you're a contractor or a subcontractor looking to do road work or operate cranes and some of those things. We do have an engineering pre-qualification piece as well, and that just pretty much looks at your references to see the type of work you've done and how much work you can handle from a capacity standpoint. But I want to just touch back on the federal system for awards management. We do ask that you register with the feds, and the rationale behind that is it creates another form of potential business revenue. So the federal government does have minority set-aside program, women set-aside programs, veteran set-aside programs. So we want to make sure that any company that comes to our doors is aware of federal opportunities, and we help point them in a direction to help create potential new revenue for their business. When it comes to registering our Grand Rapids purchasing system, that's kind of the first piece that I went through, which was the vendor registration. So that's just making sure that your company is registered in our financial system. For any services incurred, we'll be able to pay you through our financial system for those services. So we do look at size, and it's not just revenue, but we do look at employee size. So for some, via the Small Business Administration on the federal level, they consider you a small business by two things, either the revenue or your employee size. So based upon your commodity code, we look at that, and it has to be 25% or less. So if you're in a revenue business that the SBA monitors, say, the SBA says 10 million grants you still a small business. Anything over is not considered small. What we'll do we'll just look at your average 3-year revenues and make sure that they're 2.5 million or less. Or in that same vein, if the SBA says that 100 people, 100 employees deems your company a small business, we'll look to see that you have 25 employees or less, and a minimum of 2 years is allowed for that as well. Ownership. We do look at the majority owner's net worth, so whoever has 51% or more of that company. We do look to check to see that they have a net worth of 250,000 or less. And what that means to us is pretty much we just trust you to go to your CPA, your banking institution, and have them review your assets, and pretty much on their company letterhead just state, hey, Jody Smith does not exceed the personal net worth of 250,000. We just really need one statement that just says, hey, you fit the criteria. We don't ask for tax information. We don't audit. We trust that your certified public accountant or banking official is operating in integrity and passes on the correct information. So I do want to, Alice, if it's possible, I do want to just make sure that we'll come back to this slide for questions. But so the value of being a microlocal, so it's a 9-year certification that's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. After that 9 years, we do have a 5-year extension process. And if you are extended, we just look to see that your revenue or employee size doesn't exceed 50% instead of that initial 25% of SBA standards. When it comes to construction, this is kind of the difference in how the bid discount is applied for microlocals. So for construction, in that example that I used prior about bid discounts, this one is really relevant. So if we have a microlocal business that's in our program, and for the sake of this conversation, Pioneer Construction looks to use them on a project for lighting. If Pioneer Construction used them for 18% or more of their total budget for that project, they will be granted a 5% bid discount. So the way that differs from goods and services and professional services is goods and services and professional service microlocals get an automatic 3% bid discount, and they can also still apply for other discounts to get up to the 5%. So when you kind of think about why doesn't the microlocal and construction get an automatic 3% bid discount, historically microlocals still are able to bid as primes. So in the instance that a microlocal would bid as a prime, that would give them an outright advantage over bigger companies. So we did craft this policy in a way that allows microlocals, if they do bid, to still use the bid discount in construction. However, they're just not awarded an automatic percentage because they're microlocal. However, if that microlocal comes in and does great work for Pioneer and does great work for Orion Construction and Rockford, they will become the preferred microlocal and be able to keep work and grow their business and create new relationships. And the great thing about this certification is it's also honored for Grand Rapids Community College and Grand Rapids Public Schools. So some city opportunities that we have on the horizon. Economic development through our brownfield development and tax structure. We're going to be pushing for any company that receives any tax incentives or support from the city to use our microlocal companies. Engineering, last year they did 54 million. We typically average around 30 million or so a year in construction projects. Purchasing, we spend around 100 million a year through purchasing. And then also we have medical marijuana coming in. So what that means is the city in our policy have wrote that medical marijuana companies must contract with microlocals at 24% or more of their annual operating budget. So we are looking for a ton of just goods and services company, professional service company. So if you're a consultant of any kind, strategic planning, design, if you're a software, if you work with software and can update systems or install fire alarms, the opportunities go on and on. But the medical marijuana will be looking to contract with people from a variety. If you're a screen printer, you have a screen printing company, they will be looking to use as many microlocals as they can. And then the huge opportunity in the next couple of years is our Grand River restoration, which is about a $90 million project, both inside the river and outside the river. And microlocals will be pushed and prioritized to be used there. So those are some opportunities that are currently taking place at the city or are soon to come. This side just kind of shows a couple microlocals that we have in the program. Now I have opportunity for questions. I can go back to the slide on what qualifies you to be a microlocal and just kind of see what questions we have out there.
Thanks so much, AJ. Do we have any questions from anybody? Great. Well, if anybody does have questions for you or something occurs to them maybe a little bit later, AJ, what's a good way to reach out to you?
My email is the best way. So A as in Apple, Hills, HILLS @grcity.u.
Can you repeat that?
A as in Apple, Hills, HILLS @grcity.us. And I welcome a meeting, a phone call with anyone who has questions, so we can see how we could best support.
Great. Thanks so much, AJ. And thank you all for attending. Yeah, and I hope that this was helpful. So please reach out to AJ if you have any more questions, or if you have any questions about the Good For program, you can reach me at alice@peoplefirsteconomy.org. And with that, I will say farewell, and I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you, Alice.